Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the February 11th, 2025 meeting of the Cupertino Planning Commission. We'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is the roll call with some new names.
Commissioner Casolcheron.
Present.
Commissioner Rao? Oh, you could just leave it. Yeah.
Commissioner Rao.
Aye.
Commissioner Sharp.
Present.
Vice Chair Linskog.
She's absent. Go to Chair Fong.
Absent.
Chair Fung.
Present. Thank you. The next item on our agenda, as usual, is the approval of minutes. Because of the change in the composition of the group and the fact that the vice chair is not here tonight, we're going to postpone that until the next meeting when we have sufficient votes to approve that. I believe there are going to be no postponements. Is that correct?
No postponements.
Okay. That brings us to oral communications. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the commission on any matter within the jurisdiction of the commission and not on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. In most cases, state law will prohibit the commission from making any decisions with respect to a matter not on the agenda. Do we have any cards?
We have no cards. We have one hand raised on Zoom.
Great. If we could have that speaker.
Let's see.
Good evening. Could you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Can we,
Okay.
The speaker's name, can we?
Yeah. I'll announce myself. Hey, good evening, Commissioner, Chair Fong, and Planning Commission. My name is Muni Madibotla. I used to serve on the Planning Commission, so up until last week. So I just wanted to join and congratulate the new commissioner-elect, Santosh Rao, and I believe Tracy Kay. Welcome to serving on the Planning Commission. So pretty excited about having the new commissioners and Stephen Sharp for his continued service, and David yourself for continued service. So I think our Planning Commission is in good hands, and I would like to congratulate and welcome the new members, and good luck to the team to serve the community in good faith.
Great, thank you very much. And thank you very much for your service as well. No other speakers online?
We have one more hand raised on Zoom. Welcome, Seema.
Okay. Thank you very much for recognizing me. I would like to congratulate the new commissioners and thank everybody on the Planning Commission for serving our community. I have every confidence that going forward, I look forward to all the work that all the commissioners will be doing together. Having worked with 3 of the new commissioners on the panel, talking to residents and understanding their needs, I have full confidence that they will represent the needs of the community effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Seema. And that is it for our speakers tonight. So we're going to close the oral communication. I see on the agenda we're showing no consent calendar, no public hearings, and no old business. So that brings us to new business. The first item on the agenda here is the election of the Planning Commission Chair and Vice Chair. There is a staff report attached. Will, if you could...
I really don't have much to add other than what the staff report said. The the commission can continue with their election. So thank you.
Great. So I guess I did want to say a note here. Tejesh Mistry, who has served over the last year, is not here this evening. I want to thank him for his contributions, and of course Muni, who did call in. It was really a great opportunity to work with everybody over the past year, and really many different viewpoints come together to make the decisions of what we do, and of course that'll continue as well as we welcome our new members. So with that, if I would be willing to accept nominations.
We doing chair first? Or?
I think that's the way it's normally done. Yeah.
We do have a speaker card for this item. Did you want to open up public comment? With that, I'm not sure the order.
Yeah. If anybody had any questions, there was not much staff report there. If anybody had any questions, we would take those at this point. Otherwise, we could then have oral communication on this.
Chair, if I may also remind the commission that after the election of chair and vice chair, there, in the staff report, it does talk about a representative to the Housing Commission. So
Yes.
if you could remember you could choose to select one or not, but that was an option.
Great. If there are no other questions, then let's have the speakers.
We have one speaker card in person, Peggy Griffin.
Welcome, Peggy.
Good evening, good evening, Chairman Fong, council members. I want to welcome or congratulate you all and welcome you to another year of the Planning Commission. This year, the Planning Department is working on developing objective standards for designs of buildings and projects. As I ask you to select a Planning Commission chair and vice chair that are resident-focused, who take a balanced view to development, who weigh the needs of all and reflect the desires of our community. Please elect Stephen Scharf, Tracy Kosolshian, or Santosh Rao to fill these positions. Thank you. And elect somebody for the housing interface. Thank you.
Any other speakers?
Thank you, Peggy. We have one speaker on Zoom.
Please go ahead.
Welcome, David.
Congratulate San and Tracy for their appointment to the Planning Commission. And one request I'd like to make for
Hello, can you hear me?
So,
Hello, can you hear me?
We're having some technical difficulties. If you don't mind waiting to our Zoom participants, thank you.
It appears we lost Dan, but we have Poonam is next. Poonam, welcome.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, great, thanks. I wanted to congratulate Tracy and San for getting appointed to the Planning Commission, and hope to see San, Tracy as chair and vice chair. So looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you, Poonam. The next person we have is Muni Maripatla. Welcome, Muni.
yeah, good evening. This is Mini Madhipatla again. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak again. I would like to thank the outgoing Commission Chair, David Fong, for good service last year. So we have been a good partner to work with. We appreciate your leadership. I would highly recommend, I would echo Peggy Griffin's comments that, a lot of things are going to happen in Cupertino, and things are already happening. Like, we are seeing types of developments that we don't want to see in the single-family neighborhood areas. We certainly want to see good projects, but they belong in the right places, not in the wrong places. So that requires, a careful, thoughtful leadership at the top as chair and vice chair. So I would highly recommend selecting chair and vice chair from Stephen Sharp, Santosh Rao, and Tracy Kay from that group, because they are highly qualified and highly engaged, and they understand the community very well. And they also, I've seen them attend planning commission meetings in the past and actively engage in discussions. So they're very well informed, and I believe they would provide the kind of leadership that our community needs, especially given the types of developments that we see in the single-family neighborhoods. So I would highly recommend selecting a chair and a vice chair from the group of Stephen Sharp and Santosh Rao and Tracy. Good luck to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Mooney. Up next, we have David. Welcome, David.
To the Planning Commission. And I only have one point. I would hope that the entire Planning Commission could come together and ensure that housing element and zoning changes consider the impact to the community and residents. In particular, proper notifications and involvement of the residents of impacted communities. Over the last year and perhaps even beyond, we've seen a lot of single-family home neighborhoods becoming upzoned with very little to no notification or involvement at all. And it's caused a lot of ruckus in these communities. And I just think that we could do a better job of that. So again, congratulations to the new planning commissioners. It's a new year, and we hope that we can see some positive change. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Up next, we have Seema. Welcome, Seema.
Thank you very much for recognizing me again. I'm very happy with the composition and the new elected commissioners to the Planning Commission, which is one of the most important commissions for the city of Cupertino. Steve Scharf, Santosh Rao, and Tracy are incredibly well attuned to the needs of the residents, attending a number of these commission meetings in the past and speaking to the residents and being very much in tune with the resident needs and making sure that the zoning, and we hope and we believe that they will continue to make the commission's decisions that are aligned to the needs of the residents. Therefore, I would like the chair and the vice chair to be from this group of people: Steve Scharf, Santosh Rao, and Tracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seema. We have no other hands raised on Zoom.
Great. That being the case, we will close the oral communication part of this item and proceed on to nominations.
Okay. I would like
Commissioner Scharf.
to nominate Santosh Rao for chair.
Any discussion?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, please.
We can discuss first.
If we're ready, we can.
Was there a second?
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
about to, but I
Okay, yeah.
wasn't sure if I was interrupting.
No.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Nope, no discussion.
Yeah. All right. You can vote with your lights, please.
The motion
Oh.
carries with Fung voting no and Seema absent.
I'll explain that. I think that my vote, in some respects, the duties are performed by the chair. They're pretty straightforward. I think they're well understood. However, there is value in having experience. So I just wanted to recognize that. Thank you. Next, if we could take nominations for the vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Tracy for vice chair.
Yeah, I can second. Tracy, why don't you pronounce your last name for all of us so we know?
Kasol Sharon.
Kasol Sharon.
You can say Tracy K too, that's fine.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, anyway, I second.
Any other M's? If not, then please vote with your lights.
Motion carries with Linskog absent.
Great. Thank you. We have the other item is a nomination for the Housing Committee, or the Housing Commission, excuse me.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Scharf for the Housing Commission attendance.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? If not, please vote with your lights.
The motion carries with Commissioner Linskog absent.
Very good. We discussed prior to the meeting how we were going to handle the change in roles. So we are going to stay in our seats because this was a short meeting. We're going to stay in our seats, but I'm going to transfer. Congratulations to Commissioner Santosh Rao. The gavel is yours.
Thank you, Chair Fong. I want to thank you for a year of service, and I want to acknowledge the bipartisanship on the previous commission, and I hope we can do the same and do better. I was present at the commission that chose and elected Chair Fong, and I recall vividly we had Commissioner Madipatla and Commissioner Scharf nominate and second Chair Fong, and I thought that was a really standout moment, and appreciate the bipartisanship across much of this commission. So I look forward to the same. Moving on in the agenda, the next agenda item is agenda item 3, Planning Commission meeting schedule. Do we have a staff report?
Thank you for asking. The staff report was really short. We just kind of presented what the schedule is for the year with, I believe there are 5 dates that we had notes against. Specifically, I think it was the Memorial Day holiday comes before one of the Planning Commission meetings. And then the 2 December dates, which were around holiday times, Thanksgiving Day and then the one before Christmas Eve. And we just identify those dates as potential conflicts or travel plans. And we were, sometimes there's problems getting a quorum for those meetings. So we just wanted to point those out and for Commission to decide whether they wish to cancel any of those meetings or what they wish to do. I will also note that if the Commission does wish to move some of these meetings to a different date, we would have to figure out whether this room is available or not. Otherwise, the meeting would have to occur at a different location, which may not be very convenient for either the public or the Commission to record the meetings.
Any discussion from commissioners?
I mean, it sounds good. I would just hope that we do not cancel so many meetings next year or this year.
Excuse me, we can ask questions, and then if there's no questions, is there any speaker cards?
Yeah.
And so I did have a question. So did we need to make the decision on what the alternate date suggestion would be today if we decided to keep but change dates?
You can always call a special meeting, so you could cancel them right now, but if there are agenda items, and the special meetings can be called by the chair with a 24-hour notice if necessary.
And conversely, if we kept the meeting, did we need to change dates now, or we could change dates at a later time?
No, if you kept the meeting, you just keep the meeting. We would just post the cancellation when we get closer to the meeting date. Yes, and then also wanted to remind the Commission about the August Council recess when there are no meetings that Council holds in August.
Are there other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to note that I am not available on December 23rd meeting, so I'm not sure if that would impact how we want to decide on this schedule, or potentially we give ourselves the optionality to reschedule that to a different date.
So would we really have a meeting on December 23rd, 2 days before
That's what we're asking the commission.
Christmas?
Same for the Thanksgiving week as well, which is 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah. I mean,
Okay, if there are no other questions, let's go to public comment. Are there any public comments?
Yes, we have one speaker, Peggy Griffin. Welcome, Peggy.
I'd like to use the overhead, if possible. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Chair Rao and Vice Chair Tracy Kay, and commissioners and staff. This is what happened for the last 2 years. As you can see, there were an enormous number of cancellations. In 2023, the Planning Commission held 6 meetings out of a potential of 23. And in 2024, it held 10 meetings out of potential 24. During last night's workshop on objective standards, Assistant Director Conley said that they were hoping to complete these standards within a year. That's 12 months. That's a long time. If this slips, it means that standards do not help our community. In light of that, the need for increased public engagement, I urge you to try and not cancel meetings, except for the one right after Thanksgiving and the one right before Christmas Eve. I think most people have other commitments. The one the day after Memorial Day, the next day is a Wednesday. You could move it if you wanted or keep it, but please don't cancel meetings. I also ask you that in your agendas that you please have as many meetings on the objective standards and how they can help mitigate mega projects. So I said, sorry, I'm a little disorganized. You can do better than the last 2 years. On your agendas, put objective design standards on as many times as you can. Make it a regular agenda item, like once a month, where the status of it is discussed. And it can be casual. You know, what have you done? Where are you going? You could announce workshops and upcoming engagements to disseminate information. Do get examples of other cities, what works, what doesn't. Different land use examples with pictures. People really understand pictures usually. Present the same information multiple times differently so people can get it. Save the PC video clips on the objective standards in one place so that people can just go through them all. And hold your regular meetings. Provide a known place to disseminate this information. Gather feedback and answer questions. Please, without meetings, there is no input. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy. Any other public comments, Madam City Clerk?
We have one more speaker card in person. Lisa, welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. So, thank you, Peggy. There was a lot of upset residents the past couple of years, especially the last year, seeing cancel over and over. So I think everything that Peggy has pointed out and requested is very valid and important. You can always cancel a meeting as it gets closer. If you cancel it now, my opinion is, even if it's just the knowledge that they've been canceled will deflate some of your residents who really want to get more involved and are so frustrated at what's been going on and why didn't they know this before. And in many cases, it was legitimate that they didn't know it before because of the process of what things were. or they aren't signed up for alerts or whatever. There needs to be some sort of education for how people who don't already follow the city, knowing the best way to do it, especially now that the new website is up and it's not functioning well in a few areas, nor are alerts that I've been getting for over a year that don't come with proper information. So everything should be tightened up again so that we have the ability to really engage residents that have been wanting to engage for the last couple years or more and just don't know how. So as planning commissioners, I hope you help the city plan how to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Any further public comments?
We have no speaker cards in person, and we have no hand raised on Zoom.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Any further discussion from commissioners? Do we have a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to accept the calendar as distributed by the planning department.
And just to clarify here, proposing keeping the December 23rd and the November 25th.
Right, we'll keep that, and then those can be canceled later if necessary.
And how about the August?
I'm not sure why we would cancel planning commission meetings just because the city council has canceled their meetings, unless that's a time that staff takes vacation. Can you comment on that, Pia?
It does certainly help to plan the year out.
Well,
Other comments or discussion from commissioners?
I think on there were 3 dates that were kind of highlighted here. I don't have a problem with the Memorial date, keeping that date. I would actually suggest, I think, because of the chances that we won't be able to make a quorum, to go ahead and drop the December and November ones. There would still be another meeting in those 2 months.
Let me make a substitute motion. I know Commissioner Tracy said she was not available December 23rd. I'd like to make a substitute motion modifying Commissioner Scharf's original motion.
Oh, if I can interrupt, Chair Rao. I don't think there was a second, so I don't know a substitute motion is necessary. You can ask for a second.
Do we have
no
a second?
Then
I'll give a second so that we could, for the purpose of discussion. Yeah.
I'd like to make a substitute motion modifying Commissioner Scharf's original motion, excluding the December 23rd, the November 25th, and the August commission dates. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
I thought the August dates were already not on the calendar, or am I mistaken?
No, sir, if I may, Chair.
Okay.
The calendar as proposed it just lays out everything, all the dates,
Okay.
and just gives you notes. We didn't propose
Okay.
canceling any of the meetings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We can vote on that then.
Okay, we have a substitute motion and we have a second. Let's vote.
The motion carries with Commissioner Lindskog absent.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. So the next item on the agenda was staff and commission reports. Do we have any staff and commission reports?
I just have a couple of announcements. The first one is that the Planning Commissioners Academy is going to be held in Santa Rosa, I believe, between March 2nd and March 5th or March 7th. The dates, I could provide the dates later, March 7th and March 9th, somewhere in early March. Currently the conference is booked out, so they are taking wait lists. I would highly encourage the new commissioners particularly to also sign up. I do believe we got one request to sign up from an existing commissioner, Commissioner Scharf, thank you. So let us know, and Lindsay will be happy to coordinate that. We also had our community meeting on the ODS last night. There were about 30 participants in total, 15 virtual, 15 in person. Actually, there were maybe 16 virtual. And we have posted the video and the presentation from last night on the project website, which is cupertino.gov/ODS. We will also make the boards that were made available at the community meeting last night available on the website. So if anybody has any comments, they can make their comments to us via email. Anything else? I think that is it. Oh, one more thing. There is mandatory commissioner training on Thursday evening, so please make yourselves available Thursday between 6 and 7 p.m. I believe it is here, but if it isn't, you should have an email about it.
Thank you, Pio. Any commission reports?
I attended the workshop last night. It was very good material. Appreciate the presentations that were given.
Okay, very good. If no other commission reports, we can go on to the next item on the agenda, which is future agenda setting. Any suggestions for future agenda items from commissioners?
Yeah, I have several, 5 actually. So let me see if I can share my screen here. I'm not sure I can. Let's see. Share. Is it going to let me share? Oh, did that come up? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So it's 5 items. And I know David has mentioned this in the past, and it's really time for us to do this, to look at setting policies and rules on balconies. So if we could have a subcommittee for that, a subcommittee that looks into the rezoning for parcels with no net loss to comply with SB 330, establish a subcommittee to research other cities' oversized vehicle parking ordinances, establish subcommittee to research how to reach our 57% BMR level in our housing element, and establish a subcommittee to research what can be done about residents being displaced in expiring BMR units. And I think someone on housing already mentioned this. And Michael keeps cautioning me I can't discuss anything, so I am just proposing these 5 agenda items for the future agenda.
And by rule, he would need a second for one or all of these items in order to be placed on the future agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll second. For consideration of the.
And Commissioner Scharf, could you leave that shared on the screen if that's possible, so commissioners can see the list?
Oh, I already left the Zoom meeting. But I can send this
I have the notes if you want me to read the list
and
out.
I can send it to Pew and she can send it out.
Maybe
with the Brown Act, I can't send it out to everybody, obviously.
You could share it with the clerk, sir, and then the
Okay.
clerk could share it. The first one was a subcommittee related to balcony regulations. The second was a subcommittee related to reducing density in compliance with no net loss under SB 330, I believe it said.
Correct.
Something related to a subcommittee about oversized vehicle parking, specifically maybe RV parking. A subcommittee about how to reach the 50% BMR level that is required with our current 6-cycle RENA, and a subcommittee about displacement regulations for BMR units.
Right. I mean, I explicitly said oversized parking, period, without mentioning any specific type of vehicles.
So, Chair, Commissioner Scharf, it would be appropriate for you to share that list with Chair Rao, and then the next step is he will work
Okay.
with the commissioner's liaison to discuss these items.
Okay, so I would send that to
The chair.
just the chair.
Or if you could send it to me,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any substitute motions to add to the list or modify the list?
Excuse me, Chair Rao, for this particular item, the chair can, on your own, suggest a item for discussion for a future agenda. And then for the other commissioners, a commissioner can propose an item and they would need a second. And once that occurs, then it gets added to the list.
All right, very good. And as a point of clarification, we have opportunities in future commission meetings to continue to add to this list if we so choose.
Correct.
Chair Rao, do you have a Cupertino email address yet?
Yes.
Okay, because I will send this to you, but I don't know your.
Okay, very good. So
Okay.
with that, I don't believe we're voting on this item. So the next item on this list, I think we're done. The next item is we're adjourned.